FastMCP employs a declarative resource registration mechanism through the @resource decorator, enabling the framework to associate URI-based identifiers with configuration retrieval functions. This pattern establishes a clear contract between resource location and implementation, facilitating modular and discoverable configuration management. We are about to examine how a standalone function becomes a registered resource by specifying a URI endpoint and returning structured data, demonstrating the framework's convention for exposing configuration through a uniform interface. From FastMCP resources, import resource. @resource config //app. def get app config str. Get application configuration. Returned version 1. This code demonstrates FastMCP3's resource registration pattern using the @resource decorator. The decorator marks a function as a resource provider, with the required URI parameter specifying the resource's location in the system's resource hierarchy. Here, getAppConfig is registered at the config //app URI, returning a JSON string configuration. This approach decouples resource definition from server initialization, enabling automatic discovery through the file system provider. The pattern offers several advantages. It eliminates manual registration, supports versioning through FastMCP's component versioning system, and maintains clean separation of concerns. The URI-based addressing provides a consistent way to reference resources across the application. However, this comes with the trade-off of requiring explicit URI management and potentially more boilerplate for simple configurations. In production, you'd typically externalize the configuration content and add error handling for resource retrieval failures. Let's break it down line by line. From FastMCP resources, import resource. Imports the resource class from the FastMCP resources module, providing access to FastMCP's resource management capabilities for this code segment. @resource config //app. def get app config str. Get application configuration. Defines a resource function named getAppConfig that retrieves application configuration from the path config //app and returns it as a string. The decorator @resource marks this function as a FastMCP resource provider, making it available for dependency injection or direct retrieval within the framework. The docstring clarifies its purpose as fetching application configuration. Returned version 1. Returns a JSON formatted string containing version information with the value 1. This represents a version identifier in FastMCP's component versioning system, where the string format allows for easy parsing and version comparison by the framework. The @resource decorator establishes a declarative contract between configuration location and implementation, with the URI parameter defining the resource's position in FastMCP's hierarchy. By marking getAppConfig with config //app, we create a discoverable endpoint that returns versioned configuration data through a uniform interface. This pattern decouples resource definition from server initialization while enabling automatic discovery via the file system provider. The trade-off is explicit URI management, but the benefit is a clean separation of concerns and built-in versioning support through FastMCP's component system. The JSON return value demonstrates how structured data flows through this pipeline, ready for parsing by the framework's version comparison mechanisms.
The @resource decorator pins the URI like a butterfly, while the config drifts past, unsummoned, yet ever present.